Okay, a lot of news to go through. Let's start with Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. How quickly did this come together? Because obviously it seemed like it was maybe going to be Ilia and Paddy, and I know Justin had his stance on wanting the title fight, and then Ilia had some personal stuff come up. How did this whole fight and this interim fight come together?
First, I don't think it's have anything to do with Justin's stand. Fighters are emotional. They're gonna say things, But at the end of the day, like if you look at Justin Gaethje's career, right? The man fought everybody. He entertained us. He fought people when he's not supposed to fight. Fought Max when he have a title shot. Just step up for the UFC. He fought Fazif when he already beat him on a 10 days notice. And the man, he is the most exciting fighters in MMA history, in any division, any sport, any promotion. And if anybody can want to have a debate about me about this, they can talk to me. I think the man have 13 fights, 13 bonuses, And in a way, when you do this good, forget about being a company guy and good with Dana or good with Hunter, good with Sean. When you entertain our fan, and when we have the first show on CBS, who you want to put on there? When you know 100% it's going to be a crazy fight. The first guy you're going to put on there is not Islam Makhachev, it's not Khabib, it's not John Jones, it's not George St. Pierre, it's Justin Gaethje. We know 1,000,000% somebody is going to die in there. Like it's going to be crazy. And this is why the UFC, the respect they have for Justin Gaethje, and they know for sure, listen, the UFC is a business. Whatever decision they make is going to be what suit their business. Of course, we're going to have requests, and I'm going to fight for it, but at the end of the day, they know Paddy Pimblett with Justin Gaethje is going to be an exciting fight. I was looking, honestly, I thought it was going to be, I know Ilia was not coming. I think Ilia have a different plan. I know, and you know what he wants, right? If he's going to get his plan, only God knows. But I thought it was going to be maybe Gaethje and Armar. The Paddy Pimblett things, it just happened. I respect Armar. I think Armar is one of the best fighters in the UFC ever. I think he might go down one of the best lightweight ever too. I think he's very talented. I think he's very good. But I don't make this decision. The UFC make this decision. I don't know what they have planned for other guys. But I know Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje is a very competitive fight. It's going to be an exciting fight. And I'm not saying other fights not going to be exciting, but at the end of the day, we know Paddy and Justin Gaethje is going to be a complete firework. There's no way in hell this fight will go 5 rounds. There's no way,
Are you surprised that Justin opened as like a plus 200 underdog? I think it's already starting to flip a little bit.
It's no problem. He was underdog with Tony Ferguson too. What happened? He was underdog with Dustin Poirier second time. What happened? It's okay. You can doubt Justin. But I'm going to tell you something. If Justin fights in Chelsea, he's going to make it sleep. I respect Pimblett. I think he's very underrated. I think a lot of people talk shit about him. But I was like, the guy never lost in the UFC. How are you going to talk shit about him? But I think if Justin Gaethje, touch his chin, he's going to make him go to sleep. But vice versa too. He have very good grappling. It's a very intriguing matchups. You cannot. Listen. This is the first fight. You need to be a main event on CBS, right? It's gonna be exciting because a lot of casual fans gonna tune in. My grandmother, your mother, my mother, they never watch MMA. If they're gonna go there and see guys laying on top of each other, what they're gonna do? They're gonna turn the channel. But they're gonna see two guys try to fucking destroy each other. They're gonna watch because our DNA as a human being, we like violence. Justin Gaethje is He's a violent human being. One of the nicest guys you can ever meet. But you cannot say, oh, he doesn't deserve. You don't deserve nothing. Everyone he say didn't deserve, sit in your mother payment, shut up, enjoy the show, tune in, January 24, live on CBS, and that's it.
I've seen a lot of people kind of say what you said too about the entertainment and this matchup and the starting of this new era. Same with Volk and Diego Lopes, that being the fight they chose. Do you feel like this is going to be the matchmaking into the Paramount era, or is this just kind of what we're doing to start things off for all the reasons you just said?
Listen, I manage Movsar Evloev. I think he's 9-0. I think he deserves a title shot. But also, I'm not going to hate on Diego. He was number 2. He went to fight number 2 of Gene Silva, who nobody want to fight, and finished him. How I'm going to hate on him? You understand? How I'm going to hate on him? Movsar is going to get the fight. probably Leon Edward, and that'll be the number one contender match. Because he have a day to speak with Movsar, he got really sick, really sick. But now he understands, he's not complaining. He's gonna get to fight
Laura Murphy.
Laura Murphy is a very tough opponent. But in a way, how are you gonna say, oh, Diego doesn't deserve? Brother, you know, all these people he doesn't deserve like this. This is a business. At the end of the day, this is a business. Movsar been deserving this for 10 years. But in a way, he's not gonna cry about it because he's a man. But if you're gonna sit behind a desk or on Twitter or Instagram, these guys running a business. Our job as manager or teams to get guys and put them on an exciting fight because this is gonna be entertaining. I think the new Paramount Network, if you're a boring fighter, I don't think you're gonna have room here because now they wanna multiply the fan. You know, they wanna multiply like more than ESPN. They wanna triple. And the 7 year after that, they wanna get $1 trillion. They just signed a deal for $7.7 billion. Why? Because they know what they're doing. I know what I'm doing. And we meet, we agree and disagree sometimes. But in a way about who deserves, not deserve. Like me, listen to me. I have war with these people. But in a way, it's between me and them. We stay behind closed doors, we stay professionals, and that's it.
I guess just the fear is, and I totally understand everything you're saying, is as things go forward, if we keep putting exciting matchups over the deserving guys, and you say if you're not exciting, you might not be here. Isn't the whole reason of what the UFC started on style versus style? Who's the best from any corner of the world, and that's how we determine who the best fighter is, not who the most entertaining fighter is.
Okay, Umar Nurmagomedov, right? Yep. He just beat Batista. Yep. He could have sat out. He could have sat out and wait for Morab to win, and he's the number one contender. He said no. Me and Khabib and him said no. We don't want to sit. Let's earn it. Let's stay busy. Let's beat Figueiredo, and after that, nobody can say nothing, right? But in a way, fighter, they need to fight to make money. They need to fight to stay sharp. They need to fight to support their family. You understand? If somebody gonna sit around, people say the welterweight division. You understand? Like, I got nothing. No, like at welterweight division right now, Islam moved to welterweight division. People talking about that's the most exciting division in the UFC. It's incredible. Because you know what? Islam is the greatest fighter ever touched this earth. And he's going to go down the greatest of all the time. You understand? And that's it. And people complain about who he's going to fight next. Whoever going to fight next, whatever, is a bald-headed guy named Dana White, Hunter and Sean, they're going to decide. We're going to agree and disagree who is going to fight first. But at the end of the day, your job as a fighter to step in and fight. This complaining, whining, and screaming, Sean Brady, he didn't need to fight Marco Morales. All respect Sean Brady. He went in there and he lost. Did he was wrong? No. This is what fighters do. Did he take risk? Yes. If Sean Brady would have won, 100% he would have fought Islam Makhachev. You know why? Because he finished fights. You know, not the biggest personality. He's a great guy, but he knows how to finish fights, right? But in a way, you can't be decision. Everybody said, I'm the number one contender. I'm gonna fight it. You know.
Just because you brought it up there, the welterweight division, what do you say to the people who said, you know, trying to angle for this Islam versus Usman fight? You see the criticism. You see people saying, you know, they're working together. It's a trio here to angle to make the UFC to make this fight. What do you say to those people who says you're kind of influencing the matchmaking here?
I'm not influencing nothing. I am a nobody. I'm a servant of Gladiator. This is what I do. I serve a gladiator. This is my job. I make sure they have the armor, they sword, they sharp. This is what I do. I don't influence nothing. I just have intelligent conversation with people who are a lot smarter than me, and I try to convince them why my guys deserve. I'm gonna ask you a question. Yep. What's Dana White said? Who's the greatest welterweight of all the time?
You did say Kamaru Usman, okay. Even though I personally disagree, but okay, I think it's GSP.
Okay, no problem. You say disagree, right? No problem. Kamaru Usman went on 15-fight winning streak. He fought everybody when nobody would want to fight him. We used to crash press conferences to try to fight people. He fought Kobe 2 times, Masvidal 2 times. He beat everybody. And guess what? He said, 10 days notice. Can Kamaru fight Khamzat? He was in Europe in a fashion show, having a good time. He went, fought Khamzat on 10 days notice. Who gave Khamzat as the best fight, his toughest fight in the UFC?
Kamaru Usman.
Kamaru Usman. Did Kamaru need to go fight Khamzat? To save the card? No, but he did it, right? When you do these kind of things, when you win 15 fights in a row, when you defend your fight 5 times, when you do these kind of things, when you go ahead and fight Buckley, make him look like a cab driver, and he's one of the most dangerous guys now, people, oh, Buckley's not good. How are you going to say Buckley's good? He knocked everybody out. You know, when you do these kind of things, like Diego Lopes, fought the number 12 guys, right? He got his title shot, well deserved. Kamaru Usman have done a lot thing for this company. I will campaign for him to get a title fight, but I'm not going to make the decision. Dana White, all these guys got to make the decision. Hunter, all these guys got to make the decision. Kamaru will. I have my argument for Islam Makhachev side, right? What the fuck is Ian Garry did in the last 10 years? I like the kid. I think he's a great fighter, but in a way, he decision. Islam Makhachev last 10 fights, he finished 8. He's one of the most busiest champions since 2001, right? Ian Garry have decisions to everybody. I think Parada's, if you look at excitement, personality, I think Parada's people more interesting in him. But Kamaru Usman is a legend. In a way, when you do this thing for the company, when you go ahead and fight a guy, nobody know, Buckley, nobody know, you know, and make him look like a cab driver. He did, and I like Buckley, but he make him look like he doesn't belong in there with him. You earned this. Kamaru, people doesn't know this. He was offered Shafkat last November, the November before. Kamaru accepted the fight. I don't know what's going on. I think he was injured or something. Hunter offered me this fight. He was accepting fights against guys way lower ranking than him. And he still, but in a way, Buckley, they fight, and so we took it, right? You know, sold out an arena in Atlanta. Kamaru Usman is one of the biggest names in the division. And when you, Islam Makhachev, you want to have legacy on your name. When the out come out, who's the least favorite against Islam?
The top 5? Or
out of all of them, Kamaru Usman. Everybody's minus 350, plus 350, plus this. Kamaru's minus plus 220. Sure. You understand? He is the, you know why? Because he can wrestle, he can strike. You think Islam is going to go there and take him down and did what he did to Jack Mandalina? Of course not. I know, I train with both guys. I'm telling you this is Islam's toughest fight. I don't care how old Kamaru is. Kamaru is like, he's black. I'm sorry, like he's athletic, you know what I'm saying? He's different. And his mindset is Islam's toughest fight, is Islam's biggest name. And if Dana said he's the biggest, best welterweight of all time, Kamaru want to beat him. Stephen Miocic fought John Jones coming off a loss.
a lot of people aren't happy about that fight.
Fought Israel Adesanya coming off a loss. Yep. Frankie Edgar fought Jose Aldo coming off a loss. Yep. None of these guys did what Kamaru did. I'm sorry. None of these guys did what Kamaru did. It's not even close. You understand? Don't tell me Kamaru Usman doesn't deserve nothing. Like, you can say whatever you want. The least deserving one is Ian Garry. I'm telling you this today. Because he doesn't have the signature performance. Like, be like, wow, I really want to see this fight, right? But at the end of the day, like, all these guys, they have dreams. They want to fight for the title. I can't knock him for saying Kamaru doesn't have knees and all these kind of things. Like, he want to make Kamaru look bad. But he doesn't have to. If you fight Kamaru, I guarantee you, 5-round fight, Kamaru will beat him. Stylistically, Kamaru is a horrible matchup for him. Islam is the worst matchup for him. He would not last 2 rounds with Islam. He will not. He's too tall. He's not going to know how to get up. You know what I'm saying? His grappling is not on Islam's level. What he have? He going to knock Islam out? He haven't knocked anyone out in the last 10 fights, right? You know? But in a way, like, also, I respect all these fighters, and I can't take it away from them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have a dream, but at the end of the day, I'm going to ride with my team, and I'm going to push for my team. And if you don't like it, call the police. That's it.
Whoever it ends up being challenging Islam for this belt first, when ideally do you think Islam fights again?
Well, Islam just fight, honestly. Even the UFC reached out to me. They was asking him to fight at main event June 27. He thought about it, honestly.
Not the White House card?
No. January 28. He thought about it. He's like, no, and Khabib said, hey.
Who was that against?
Like, honestly, Kamaru's name was in the mix. I can tell you that. Kamaru's name was in the mix for January 28. You know, honestly, you know, Ian Garry's name is in the mix too. But at the end of the day, man, the UFC is a business. They're going to make the biggest fight they can make, you know. I like it, you don't like it. This is what it is. And everybody have to make his case. But nobody have influence over nobody. We have relationships. And we have to manage a relationship. And all these people's crying. When Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett is going to be this nuts fight, all these versions going to be like, oh my God, what a great fight. And what's going to happen? They're going to start writing about it, right? It's okay.
You mentioned like you don't know what Ilia could be doing, and we know he wants Islam and everything. Do you think there's a chance he does not come back and fight the winner of this, and maybe Justin, if he wins, ends up fighting Arman in either undisputed fight or an interim title defense?
Honestly, like if I make a guess, I'm not saying this is gonna happen. Sure. I think Arman is gonna be out there. I think Gaethje win. I think you can see Gaethje and Arman fight for undisputed title, because we know Gaethje, we know Islam. Ilia want to fight Islam. He want to be 3-division champion, right? Would Islam give him the shot? Not give him the shot? I don't know. But I would like to see Arman versus Ilia too. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if Ilia want to fight Arman, because I think if you lose to Arman, be like, okay, he's a regular guy. If you lose to Islam, you lost the pound for pound guy. I went to 3 with division. It's a scenario there. Why do you lost? You understand? And I'm gonna tell you something. It's a bad time right now for anyone from 125 pound to 100 welterweight to mention Kamaru, to mention Islam Makhachev's name.
He's unbelievable. He's one of the greatest ever, and if he can defend against some of these guys, Kamaru, a Shavkat, a Morales, I mean, he's separating himself from the pack of the greatest fighters ever.
For sure. And listen, Ian Garry just lost Shavkat. Don't forget about this.
A year ago.
He just lost. He lost to him. Shavkat has been injured. If Shavkat been busy, he's number one for sure. But he's not been active. You know what I'm saying? You know, I would say Kamaru Usman number one, Paratas number two, and everybody else, they can just fight each other, my opinion.
What did you make of that whole exchange between Khabib and Conor McGregor the other day about this whole Telegram thing and all that stuff that was happening on Twitter?
Conor was a piece of shit. He's just a piece of shit. You know, Khabib, honestly, if I was Conor, I understand. Khabib, he took his fan, took his money, took his soul, took everything away from him. Khabib is so loved and admired by everyone. And that was Conor McGregor's thing. Like, he wanted to be loved, and he's not anymore. And he see Khabib keep growing, meeting president, meeting king, meeting so many people admire him, you know, admire him. And I think he's seeing, and it's like he's keep growing and growing and growing and growing, you know. And he just wanna, anything he think he can attack Khabib on, he wanna attack him on. He's one of the greatest human being we ever seen, graced the sport, you know. I wouldn't be here without him. As a man, I become a better man being around this man. My kids become better because of him. My family become better because he inspired me to become a better person every day. You understand? Conor McGregor he's a drug addict, alcoholic, you know, whatever he is, you know, he's a nobody. He's like, he really nobody. Outside being 2-time UFC champion, he's a has-been. You know, look at his friends. Who is his friend? Like, these guys get slapped every weekend, and, you know, just like he's a nobody. He will probably fight back. He bring numbers. People want to see him, but he's gonna fight some other guy, and maybe in the White House. Let him fight. I'm not talking anything about him as a fighter. I cannot say the guy is a 2-time division champion, but he's just a terrible human being, and I don't want my kids to be like him. You don't want your kids to be like him. You know what I'm saying? None of us want. And if you want to talk about, I want my kids to be like Khabib for sure. You understand? But you cannot compare these two. They live on 2 different stars as a human being. Like, there's no comparison. And when he want to talk, he's just bored. Nobody talk about him anymore. You know, Khabib take everything away from him. And I understand it.
Jorge Masvidal wants to be on the White House card very badly. He said in New York that he thinks the UFC is mad at him. We asked Dana White. He said, we're not mad at him. So what's going on there? Do you think he's going to come back in 26 and be on this White House card?
I'm going to tell you something. Hunter Campbell loved Jorge Masvidal. Even before I manage him, he just loved the guy because listen, Jorge Masvidal, he's a man. He's a real man. You just want to sit down with him and talk with him. He's a G. Like, you know, these are the type of people who want to be your friends. You understand? And he also was being great to work with the UFC. Now He's training. He's watching his weight. He really wants. I think I have a different plan. I think give him Leon Edwards in Miami, and after that, if he does well, put him on the White House card, or put him straight with Leon Edwards. Listen, Leon Edwards on a 3-fight losing streak. He's a former champion, a great fighter. But in a way, let's get this beef put away. You know, lose or go home. That's it. And I think this fight should happen. I think that's the right time, especially Edward lost his last 3 fights.
Yeah. I think I saw something about maybe Zabit return again at some point recently. Is this completely off the table? Is this ever going to happen?
I don't know, man. And Zabit is, we always going to be like, you know, it's a wish for all of us to see him. He's one of the most entertaining fighters we've ever seen. And him and Justin Gaethje. Can you imagine Zabit fighting Justin Gaethje?
That'd be crazy.
But in a way, it is what it is. He's happy. You know, he's taking care of his family.